Hello and welcome to Ultimate Stream Live. My name's Steve Helliker from Ultimate Stream, and we're an audio company based in Surrey in the UK, specialising in music streaming and other quality audio equipment. I'm delighted to be joined by Siggi Amft, the CEO of T+A Hi-Fi in Germany.
Hello.
Siggi, you're the founder of T+A. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about how and why you started the business, and if you had an early interest in music and hi-fi.
Basically, the company only exists because of my passion for music and technology when I was a teenager or a young boy. I used to play the violin and I had a very good musical education, but then I found out that my real passion is technology, so I studied on physics and in Hanover and have a degree in plasma physics. So you might ask, why does such a guy build a high-end hi-fi company? And the reason is relatively simple: because of my passion to music and to acoustics. I built already loudspeakers, amplifiers, valves in the 60s and 70s. And in the last 2 years, when studying on physics, we had to work on practical courses, engineering, and I have chosen electroacoustics in Hanover, which at that time had been held by Professor Sennheiser, the founder of Sennheiser. And this led me into electroacoustics. So when I have finished my physical studies, I started my company in 1978. First with loudspeakers, and then whilst growing very rapidly, we started with the development of electronics.
So I know you have a fairly full-on approach to the way that you do things, in so much that you start with the initial design concept, go through all of the different production elements through to final assembly, and then you handle the marketing and sales of the products as well. Why do you take this approach?
I mentioned that we started as a really small company, definitely in something like a garage, and we had to do many things by ourselves and learn many things. And then it showed for us that it's a positive thing if you have all parts of the production chain in your hands. That means we develop, we produce, and we do marketing and sales as well. The advantage is that we can decide what we want to build, and that we can decide how the products should be. There is nobody who telling us what the market needs or what the investor needs. This is something as a family business which gives us the opportunity to make the best out of a product, because we design it, we produce it, and we sell it to our customers. We started with loudspeakers at the beginning, and because the company was relatively small and I had a lot of passion and knowledge about loudspeakers coming freshly from the university. And some year, let me say, Lothar Wiemann, our chief developer, joined the company 1 year after I had founded it, and we together developed a lot of speakers at the beginning, and then from 83, 84 started to develop the first active loudspeakers and the first electronics.
I understand that it took about 3 years to develop the first product in your HV series. Why does it take so long?
Definitely it is not very long if you really consider what we did. We did not develop just an amplifier. No, we developed a complete line. That means amplifiers and multi-source players. And not only relatively simple products, we try to make the best products possible in amplification technology and in streaming technology. The PA3000, which was our first HV amplifier, was a 1000 watts unit with a completely new technology, which we called HV, which means high voltage. And the idea behind was to replace the behavior and sound characteristics of valves by transistor technology. And this was not only a development, it was really R&D. That means a lot of research. Same thing we did with the multi-source player, as we call it, MP3000. This was not just a CD player, it was a unit containing streaming clients, containing digital tuners, a lot of digital inputs, and an extremely good DAC. It was the first machine that had a native DSD DAC and a quadruple converter for PCM. So I think, even considering that we had a team of more than 10 engineers already at that time, it was pretty fast, doing totally new products which did not exist before on the market.
And the HV technology, the high voltage technology that you use in the HV line, what's that bringing to the quality of the sound?
Yeah, it is the idea to have a similar behavior as we have with valves. You know that valves work on a relatively high voltage, and normal transistors don't do. So the higher the voltage is, the more we can have a linear amplification curve. And this means that such devices are very fast, very linear, and have very low distortion, which gives us the possibility to avoid feedback systems. And so the advantage is that we have sound quality which is not only close to valves, but which combines both parts of the transistor and the valve world. That was the idea behind HV.
Having moved, unboxed and set up several of your HV components, they're really heavy. Why do they weigh so much?
This has something to do with our passion for, let me say, solidity. Lothar and I, we love to work with metal. Honestly, I don't like plastics. And by using aluminium, steel, we have not only very durable things, we have products that last forever. And okay, this is not necessary, but it's nice to have. So this is something like our passion, because we want to have the best quality, and I think you can achieve it by using very good materials. The second thing is, still from the sonic side, if a cabinet is really stable and heavy, it avoids being influenced by outside noise or sonic, because the pure mass of a unit calms everything down. If you build in a preamplifier, which may be very sensitive, into a massive heavy cabinet, it sounds much better than building into a lightweight cabinet. And especially you'll see this in our HV series. There we didn't care at all about costs and size and material. And so the result is extremely good, because we really believe that the cabinet construction has a big influence and impact on the sound quality.
I'll remember that the next time I'm carrying one of your products across the studio or going into a customer's home.
Don't blame me, think of the good sound.
Siggi, I know that you work very closely with local universities. Could you tell us a little bit about that relationship?
Maybe the reason is that Lothar and I came fresh from the university when we started here the company, and of course we had always close contacts, I to Hanover and Lothar to his university. And as hi-fi in the 80s and 90s was of the highest interest for young engineers. We had a lot of engineers or engineer students coming here and asking for practicum and perhaps even making their graduate here. So we always had engineers or young engineers, engineer students here in the company.
And do you go on to employ some of these students?
Yeah, as I said before, some of the older students are now here as senior engineers, and currently we have 2 young engineers doing their master thesis here, and most probably we will employ them later on. And you see, we have now the situation that some of our engineers will go into pension the next years, and due to the fact they are here since a very long time. And so it's great to have the contacts to universities and these young engineers so that they can grow into the company, can learn a lot, can bring us a lot of new ideas because they're coming fresh from the university. Honestly, if they are good enough, and they are good, we will overtake them. And the second path we are going is that we are cooperating with the so-called TU9 network. This is a network of the 9 best technical universities in Germany, and we participate in a program that supports young students in technical sciences, just to give them the money and the background to do their studies independently of their income or their possibilities. This is very important, I think, for a family company like we are. It's very important to invest not only directly into the development here, but into the future of young engineers and scientists.
And do they share the same passion for music as yourself and some of the other members of your team?
Steve, this is a little bit a problem, what we are facing. In the 80s and 90s, hi-fi and hi-fi systems have been the biggest desire of the people. This has changed a little bit. Many people now are focused more on computers, on video, but still there are a lot of young people who really love music, who make music by themselves. And of course, those people have have the same passion as we had for music, and of course, when they're studying on technical sciences, for the products.
I agree, and I think we have to try and find a way of educating younger people into listening to music in the best quality possible. I mean, after all, it's always been recorded at really high quality, and you can get so much enjoyment out of listening to everything, as close to the way it was originally recorded.
Yeah, it's sometimes it looks like that the young people are spoiled by the little earphones, but on the other hand, maybe there is a big chance in it, because what are they doing? They are listening to music, and when they get older, many come to the idea that the music could be better than they hear it now. And so I think this is a big potential which we as manufacturers have to use to educate them and to show to them that there are huge improvements possible with the good equipment.
I think your products have quite a timeless look to their design. I came out to T+A in Germany 2 or 3 years ago now on a factory visit. And one thing that really surprised and impressed me was that when I went into your service department, I found a team of service engineers who were looking after equipment that was perhaps 20 or 30 years old. That's pretty impressive.
That's again part of our philosophy, because let me quote our website. It says, we don't build mass products, we build acoustic treasures, we build heartbeats, Goosebumps and enthusiasm. And okay, these are bold words, but it's true, we live it. And we are, of course, we're happy when we sell a lot of products, but the products, we are responsible. So I would never accept that we sell something and don't care about it. So we offer a complete service even for 30 or 40 years old units. And we have a big stock of old spare parts. And as well, we have a very good staff. Some of them, I have to admit, are a little bit older, but they can still repair the old things. So this is something which is very important for us and which shows that we really want to feel responsible.
Siggi, it was some 40 years ago that you founded the business. Where do you see the future of the company?
As you know, within these 40 years, times have changed dramatically. We have seen in the 80s and 90s a huge boom for hi-fi equipment, especially loudspeakers, being driven by the introduction of the CD players, beginning of the 80s. And we have learned that the business has changed very much from on 2000. But we see a mass market becoming bigger and bigger, and we see the high-end market perhaps slowing down a little bit. But what we see as well is that there are still a lot of people who want to have high quality, who love high quality. And additionally, there are more and more people who like simply, who are not audiophiles, but like simply extremely good products. And this is the approach we have to the market. It's a niche for us and the other high-end manufacturers, but the future is good because honestly there is a lot of money in the world and many people like to spend money for good products. So what do we have to do? We have to make sure that our products have an extremely good quality, good value for the money, and this is what we have to offer. As long as we do this, I am not afraid of the future at all. And for us, as we are a family business, and for me personally, it's very important that my son will overtake the company and that we all know here that the T+A goes on as it is. We don't have investors, we are a family company, and we can follow our philosophy and principles.
Siggi, thank you. And I very much appreciate you talking to us today.
Perhaps see you next time here in Herford.
Curiosity, passion, precision, and the inability to accept limits. This is what drives us. The peak of technological progress is our basis. Where knowledge does not get us further, we create new knowledge. Where the feasible ends, our work begins. Theory and application is the principle that keeps us moving forward day by day. Because we are scientists, trend-setting, progressive, and lovers of music. Our requirements demand craftsmanship. Our ideas bring specialists. Our quality creates new standards, for our products call for accuracy, time, and the best materials, exclusively. This is the only way to turn every single circuit board, every mechanical component, and every software code here in Germany into another revolutionary piece of audio technology. No compromise. Just like the design, our demands on look, feel, and functionality have resulted in an independent design language that has proved its timelessness for 40 years. Simple, straightforward, and for eternity. We are a family business, owner-operated. We do not build mass products. We build acoustic treasures. High-end products close to perfection. We build heartbeats, goosebumps, enthusiasm. T+A, engineering emotion.